Thank you, Madam Vice President. This has been a very sensitive issue for members all across the city, not just in Wards 3 and 4, but the affected areas and interests of citizens from all over, from the golfers who live all over the city to the residents who have grown up in that area and live all over the city. I want to start off by saying I appreciate the administration for their strides and efforts in increasing the revenue, even with some other things that were happening that caused some of the revenue to decrease. And they gave us a report yesterday of the status of the Grove Park Golf Course with a few recommendations. And we had a community meeting last night where we discussed a myriad of different issues. One of the issues was about the reasons that certain people left. We lost many of our golfers because we raised the fees but offered no new services. And the administration is also proposing to lower the fees down a degree. So all of this is progress. The sentiment of the council in the budget session was about revenue and operations. Those revenue and operations issues are on the right track going forward. But golf courses are, play a great role in quality of life, and the citizens pay for these amenities through their property taxes and the millage rate. A portion of that is for parks and recreations. For young folks, it's a great opportunity for them to learn and have activities. We have signed agreements with entities to offer golf services inside the city of Jackson. And if we don't replace the revenue for this system, it's not just a golf course, it's a golf system. It also affects the Sunny Guy Golf Course as well. And I asked for someone from the Public Works Department to just say a few words about this revenue that's needed for the golf system, because it's a system. It's not just an individual golf course. And the revenue is necessary because, yes, one golf course will close in about a month if we don't replace the revenue today to make it effective, because this order will go in effect in 30 days. If we don't pass this today, the golf course will close next month, and we cannot have that to happen when it's in the process of recovery. And if the administration or someone could talk about the memo that was passed out yesterday and some of their recommendations, I would appreciate it.
Madam President.
Yes, Mr. Smith.
Good afternoon. Ison Harris, Deputy Director, Parks and Rec. Several months ago, the council had some concerns over lots of issues that were going on with the golf course, so we actually took in those concerns and tried to create a program that would kind of meet those concerns as well as meet the concerns of the golfers within our community. I had several meetings with the community of golfers at Sunny Guy, the community golfers at Grove Park, and they actually gave me a lot of recommendations as well, and so we actually start working on things. Initially, what we did was we talked to a representative of a turf management program at East Mississippi Community College. He came down and spent a day with us, about a day or a full day really, and he basically walked every hole on all our golf course, and he told us exactly what we needed. And with that process, we developed a maintenance program, basically starting from mid-December, and we actually have applications and he gave us a step-by-step process to do that. At most golf courses, you have a golf superintendent who does that. The City of Jackson, we don't have that, so we were able to get that information from him free of charge so that we can have it moving forward. With that being said, since we've done that and since we've done the maintenance, the golf courses themselves have improved immensely. I think one of the golfers told me recently it's 100% change from last year, but we still have a long way to go as far as on the maintenance. So what we did was we took all that in consideration and we worked on to do several things. There were several things in customer service that the council was concerned about. And we had some customer service training for some of our people, and we will continue to do that to try to make sure that we can serve our citizens correctly, and especially our golfers who come out. One of the things that we had was we had questions about our intake of the cash flow that was actually coming. If you see the report, in the first quarter, in which we consider non-golf months, we had an increase of 12%. We're completing the report. It's probably due tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and we expect another increase on the revenue that we bought in for the golf course. So everything seems to be on the uptick. But since we have the opportunity for the program at Grove Park, which is a great opportunity in which we want to stand beside. But if we don't do anything as of May 30th, right now, like Councilman Sam said, we have to close the course. But the most important part of that is we lose our maintenance people. We have 2 courses, but we only have 3 maintenance people. We lose 2 of the maintenance people in that process if we allow the course to close. So if we don't approve the funding, we lose our maintenance people. And so at that point, now that not only does that close Grove Park, but it also essentially puts 1 maintenance person at Sunny Guy, which is impossible to do the work. So that in a nutshell, I think hopefully I touched on a lot what you need me to talk about.
Mr. Stokes?
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, this is more than just a golf course. This issue is dealing with destabilization. Without Grove Park, Bel Air become destabilized. Right. Bel Air is one of the better neighborhoods in this city. Without Grove Park, Shady Oaks and Bernadette become destabilized. At a time when older blacks are concerned about destabilization, even Woodley, Woodhaven, those citizens talking about the acres across the street that's up for sale and the possibility of low-income apartments coming over there in that acreage, and they're concerned about the gas stations coming along the interstate. I'm saying that if this city gonna survive, we got to keep this city stabilized. Bel Air, Bernadette, Shady Oak, they all need Grove Park Golf Course. It's more than just people playing golf. You dealing with overgrown acreage, like you see at Colonia Country Club, like you witness, that destabilize your whole community. We must fund Grove Park because these citizens over in those areas, they're paying a lot of taxes. Those 3 areas paying, where you saying Shady Oaks, where you talking about Bernadette, or where you talking about Bel Air, they're paying a lot of taxes. And as people of wealth who can move, before they allow their area to become completely unstabilized, they'll move. And it'll hurt the city of Jackson in the long run. So, yes, they need the golf course, and we need to make sure that we fund it in the proper manner. I was there when Sunny Guy was alive and out there at Sunny Guy Golf Course. I was hustling golf balls back there then. I don't play golf well, but I know how to sell golf balls. So I'm telling you, the city wasn't making a whole lot of money on Sunny Guy and on Grove Park then. But it's a service that the city must provide. Thank you.
Mr. Stamps?
There are also some residents here who would like to say a few words, who were at the community meeting last night. If any of you would like to say a few words, I'd ask that you do so at this time.
Isaac Warden, resident of Shady Oaks, been there since 1945. Grove Park not only helps me, but it helps the whole community. I wouldn't know anything about golf if it wasn't for Grove Park. In 1959, when they built the golf course, very few blacks had an opportunity to play golf. So what we are saying is it is not just golf. This is a whole culture we have here that's been built up throughout the years. We would love for this to continue, but without the support for the city, the city council, and the communities, we're going nowhere. If we lose Grove Park, it's well, shame on us, because we have no business even being in this predicament. And for us that play golf, it's a place that, not just a golf course, but it's a place away from home. We go there just sometimes just to sit down and fraternize with our friends. So we are asking the council, please support Grove Park. Do not close us down. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask, Councilman Foot has a question.
I was just going to say I haven't seen the report that you, I guess, sent out. If you provided an update on some of the changes you've made, okay, and had a chance to review it.
Yes, sir.
But with the lady that came forward from the Urban League that came to the workshop yesterday, talking about the interest in, I forget which item number it was, but working with Grove Park in some manner. I'd like to see more details about that, and it seems like that would be an obvious thing to consider at the same time that you're considering, these budget adjustments here.
Well,
In conjunction with it. Can we discuss that at the Rules Committee at the same time?
well, Councilman Foot, I understand your position, but we don't need to have 65 acres of overgrown grass.
Oh, I agree.
The
I agree
bulk of
completely.
this, to stake your position on an external issue, that still needs to be fleshed out. We have several agreements that were already in the First Tee program and several other programs that the issue that Ms. Burke brought to the city is a separate issue and it needs to be fleshed out. I'm not going to just support something with one piece of paper. We have to bring all this stuff into alignment for that issue. But right now, you're going to have one maintainer at Sunny Guy and close Grove Park if this issue doesn't pass. And I'm trying to address what concerns you have right now for our present issue. Right now, today, if we don't vote for this, Sunny Guy will only have one maintainer and Grove Park will close, irregardless of what we do with the external agency. That's irregardless. But this is an issue that affects both golf courses, one in closure and another in basically partial closure. I don't know if we're going to turn Sunny Guy into a 9-hole golf course. I don't know what's going to have to happen. But I want to hear the real issues that people have because there's real progress being made. And to continue to obstruct and destabilize without giving us something tangible that we can try to address, I'm trying to understand what else is needed for the majority of the council to support funding the golf course.
Mr. Priester?
Look, I'm really happy to see the progress. I'm going to vote in favor of this. How long is this going to, what does this get you through? Because I do think the way out of this problem is golf is clearly not one of our core competencies. That we need to partner with the public, the Grove Park community, to get people to run it better, because it's just clearly not one of our core competencies to run this golf course business. So I want to make sure we don't lose ground with the proposal from the Urban League. How long does this funding last you through? What is this? It's $70,000?
Yes, sir.
Take them to the end of the year, shit.
It takes us to the end of the fiscal year.
In the fiscal
which
year?
is the dollar amount that you reduced it.
But also,
How long will it take to get a thorough memorandum of understanding with the Urban League?
Well, since you guys put it in the Rules Committee, that's something that she's going to have to come up, and then
Well,
I don't
it-
think it
it-
would take terribly. I think we could possibly vet that out pretty quick.
All right. I'll do this with the agreement. We get this deal worked out with the Urban League to get this
Okay.
off our books before the end of the fiscal year. If that's something that we can agree to, I'll be in favor of this funding.
Right.
So in response to your question, Councilman Stamps, that's my response.
okay.
Okay,
And I guess is that something that's agreeable to you?
yes.
Well, first, we have to delineate this issue with the Urban League because it's just one piece of paper that says we give them an operations for 10 years, but it's no, how does it work with the Duffers and the First Tee program and all the other things that we have? We can't just move forward on that until we actually get the details and the substance of what will be provided, and we have to assure that the agency has the capacity to pick up the ball in 45 days. We haven't even checked the funding sources and their financial mechanisms to ensure that they can even deliver what they are proposing to deliver.
Well, I think both of the councilmen are saying the same thing.
Right.
Let's vote today
Right.
to get this done. And Councilman Priest is saying, let's explore what the Urban League is
We
saying.
explore that.
And then Councilman Stamp said, well, I suppose explore, but let's make sure we can get this done to get them closing off the table.
That's right.
Right,
And
that-
that's what my vote is
That's
contingent on.
that's all I want this to be. Is I don't want us to be, because we've struggled along, and it wasn't until we really put our foot down that we started to get some actual progress in operations. And so I don't want us to take our foot off and find ourselves back in August, assuming we're here in August.
I'm gonna
No,
be here.
yeah, you're going to be here. You are going to be here. I got no doubt about that.
Be live.
Assuming nothing bad happens physically, you'll be here. I know, but I don't want. We do the same thing over and over and over again. So I don't want us to do this and then not have made any progress, stop doing the operational changes, and be back in the same place and not want to have this discussion. Because I don't want to have this fight any longer.
Y'all from the sidelines.
Let me ask,
I can't get my
we have two things on the table when it comes to the golf course. Urban League has made a proposal, and everybody seemed to have been really excited about that on yesterday. And that was going to take place on April the 14th. And I thought we were really ready to move on that. So 1 or 2 days in a committee, it doesn't make any difference. So my question is to the Urban League, would you really be able to take over the operation on April the 14th?
It was June 1.
About
June 1. She
June
would take
1?
over June 1, yes, sir.
June the 1. So this funding that we are talking about now is through June the 1
No,
No,
sir, it
through
was
the
to
end
cover
of
us through the
budget
rest of the fiscal year.
end of the year.
to all, September,
Yes, sir.
October,
September, yes, sir.
end of September.
Yes, sir.
The community was asking for a public
So,
hearing
wait
last
a
night.
minute. I'm the one trying to get this understanding. They take about over on June the 1st through August, through September, because the fiscal year start October. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, after they take over, what part of Grove Park activities will the city continue to play with the funding
The
in
current
place?
funding that we would still have the golf carts over there, as well as we would continue to pay the utilities to the facility that's over there. The part of the money that, once the money is placed back into the account, that assured us that we would not only, again, that kind of stabilizes Sunny Guy as well, which Councilman Stamp talked about earlier.
This $80,000 is to pay the activities. I mean to pay the utilities.
Yes, sir.
The lease of the golf course.
Yes, sir.
And what else through
What-
September? that-
What happened was in the initial cuts, we had to make cuts in every line item. So we had to make cuts in being able to repair equipment, to being able to buy equipment. And so when we had that cut, we had to cut all those line items. So by putting that 80,000 back in there, we can restore those line items because we got equipment that we need that's in disrepair and that type of thing.
This is $180,000 or $80,000 a month?
No, it's just 80,000.
Just
total.
$80,000 period?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Are you satisfied, Mr. Tillman? Are you satisfied now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
We got
Other
to,
question?
we got to pay the utilities.
right. I just have, well, of course, and I intend to support this, but I also have been very impressed with the program that Ms. Burt has brought to us. I had several phone conversations with her. I think it's badly needed in the city. We need more recreation for our young people. But not only that, this would be training for young people that would ensure them. I have a friend right now whose child is going to earn his degree in college, and just the kind of things that she's training, that this program will be training them to do. And so I want this fully explored, and my vote, really, I'm trusting that it will be. Mr. Tillman?
Yeah, you're right. Why don't we just let all this just flow through the Rules Committee at the same time?
Well, it's my understanding that there are some very serious budget situations here.
Consequences.
Consequences, that's a good word. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I think if you, that's right. But I am trusting, though, that the program that Benita Burt and the Urban League brought to us would be fully explored. And now, I think we're ready to vote.
All right.
All in favor of item 28, please raise your hand. Opposed? Abstentions?
I'm trying to, I like to vote, but I wouldn't hold it up, because I like what the Urban League, I know we got to pay the utilities, pay the lease on the golf cars. I vote.
All right, 6 in favor. It's voted on unanimously. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to my council
No,
colleagues for,
call the question, let's go.
I can't even say thank you, but okay.
Okay, Leo.